Hello everyone, how y'all doing? Nice to see all y'all. Today we're here to celebrate a great man's 65th birthday, my old man, J. Arnold. He was born and raised in a small West Texas town called San Angelo. He grew up to live a very diverse and interesting life filled with many challenges and obstacles. In 1967, his buddy Gunn convinced him that if they joined the Army, they would be helicopter pilots. Of course, we all know that didn't work out. Instead, when he joined, they made him a combat engineer, and he spent all of his time laying landing strips, digging up mines, building bunkers, and trying to get kicked out of the Army. When he got back, he decided to make his own way, so he opened his own business. He opened the first head shop in San Angelo, Texas. For those of y'all that don't know that, what happened was the cops of San Angelo didn't take too kindly to this hippie moving in and opening up his business. So they came into his shop, busted it up, told him he could go to jail or he'd leave town. Of course, he did the smart thing and left town. Moved down to Austin and picked up the old family trade of plumbing for a small business there. And while I was living there, his house burned down with all of his worldly possessions inside of it. That's one of the things I admire about him, is his will to keep going after life just keeps beating you down. Anyway, after his house burned down, he moved back to San Angelo, started working in the family business of plumbing again with his dad, and eventually took over the business and ran it by himself, working as a one-man team for the last 34 years. Now he has two daughters, Chelsea and Jessica, and myself, his only son, Trevor, and now a newborn granddaughter, Adelaide. Of course, that's one of the brightest joys in his life right now, is seeing her grow up, and he wants to be called Pappy. And of course, as soon as she gets big enough, he's going to buy a donkey and some goats and teach her how to ride that donkey and play with those goats. One of the biggest things my dad taught me was that you gotta look where you're going. The way he worded it was, life is like walking through a cow field. You gotta look down and look for all the shit everywhere in your way. Of course, that's not the way he took life. When he was walking through, he was too cocky and had his head up, and just kept walking. And of course, he stepped in all the shit. But somehow, he managed to clean it all off and walk through and have a successful life. And of course, I learned from his life lessons and always draw on his will to keep going on. And it's just a great inspiration for me.